LA This Week.
I'm Anna Marcos. You can try your hand at being an angel at the City of Angels exhibit. It's all going on at the LA Public Library coming up.
A special treat from the city for young moms and moms-to-be. I'm Rasha Goel, and that story's up next.
Look up in the sky. The filmmakers behind the hit movie musical LaLaLand are honored on what is officially LaLaLand Day here in the city of Los Angeles. I'm Gil Reyes with the story next.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Yana Kay. Well, by now you've probably heard the projected winners in last week's city elections, and it looks like Councilwoman Nury Martinez won't be the only woman on the LA City Council. Gil Reyes has more from Election Day.
1, 2, 3. The polls are open.
The cry went out at 7 in the morning. Voter Pixie McClune was among the first to vote.
You can complain all you want, but if you don't take that small action, even just voting, then you kind of don't have the right to complain about what's going on in your environment.
The voters have spoken, and LA City Council member Gil Cedillo appears to have won a second term. As of deadline time for this story, the councilman representing Westlake, Highland Park, and Chinatown had secured more than 70% of the vote in his runoff battle against challenger Joe Bray Ali. Meantime, the runoff contest for the vacant 7th Council District seat was still too close to call. Caro Tarosian and Monica Rodriguez are battling to represent Pacoima, Sunland, Tujunga, and surrounding areas. Voters also appeared to have passed Charter Amendment C. This would give LAPD cops accused of misconduct a choice of either facing an all-civilian disciplinary board or one mixed with officers and civilians. Supporters say Measure C would help ensure officers get a fair hearing. Others say it was drafted with little public input. Now, by the time the story airs, we may have a clearer idea of who and what the winners of this election are. But keep in mind, the city's official election results usually don't come out until a week after the election, at the very least. In fact, the city has 28 days after the election to post official results. LA City Clerk Holly Walcott says this can be a problem for news media rushing to report early results as if they're final. During the last city elections, for example, some people were led to believe that Councilman Cedillo had won outright and didn't need to compete in a runoff. But all the votes were not counted yet.
Because that race was too close to call, and I knew it. I think the question people would always want to ask is how many outstanding provisional ballots and how many outstanding vote by mail ballots there are. And this is another testimony on why your vote counts.
I just vote every time just to vote because that's just what you should do.
Reporting on the unofficial results from Westlake, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
It also appears that supporters of charter schools have won a new majority on the LA School Board. Well, Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month kicked off by honoring a groundbreaking sitcom that's funny no matter what color you are. Gil Reyes reports from Fresh Off the Boat Day in the city of LA.
That's me, your boy Eddie Wong. Check it, 11 years old and moving from DC to Orlando.
A TV comedy about an Asian American family that families of other ethnicities can also really relate to. In fact, the Nielsen's indicate that ABC's Fresh Off the Boat ranks high among African American viewers. With creators and cast present, the city celebrates Asian Pacific Islander Heritage Month, declaring May 2nd Fresh Off the Boat Day in the city of Los Angeles. A show critics say is hilarious, whether you're Asian or not. Actor Hudson Yang.
It's an honor for this day to be Fresh Off the Boat Day. I did not expect this to happen when I first started. It was an amazing experience with all the cast members.
It is the first primetime network sitcom about an Asian American family since 1994's All-American Girl starring Margaret Cho. But whereas that series only lasted one season, this series has gone on for 3, and cross your fingers, a 4th is on the way. Councilman David Rue regrets the lack of Asians on TV and in the movies, especially growing up.
There was Bruce Lee when I was really young. He passed away at a much earlier age, and I
believe that if Bruce Lee never passed away, if he lived till now, we would have had a completely different image of Asian Americans, especially the negative stereotypes about Asian American males.
The perspectives coming out of Hollywood remained and still remains predominantly one-sided. So for me, it is an honor that today we're being recognized for our show that's helping to change things.
It tells a quintessentially American story, one that we all relate to, but voices and faces that have too often been written out in Hollywood. We need this picture more than ever. At this moment, when people try to pull us apart, this is something that pulls us all together.
And I will do the show for free.
Next season, you'll be on.
I can do walk on, I can do whatever you want.
Reporting from Fresh Off the Boat Day, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The show is based on the real-life childhood of writer and celebrity chef Eddie Huang. While over in Chinatown, the highly anticipated reopening of a state park in Los Angeles marks a historic victory for Angelenos and the city. Rasha Goel has more on what the renovated park means for LA.
Finally, an open space Angelenos have been waiting for. Hundreds joined to celebrate the grand opening of the Los Angeles State Historic Park. The space is sandwiched between Chinatown and the Los Angeles River and surrounded by neighborhoods.
This park will offer millions of people an opportunity for rest and recreation near the heart of America's second largest city.
The park was once home to the Tongva Native American community and later became a port of entry for immigrants for nearly 2 centuries.
So today, let us start by remembering first the Tongva who were here. Remembering the Chinese and the laborers who came, remembering the hangings and the riots, remembering the Indian laborers who tended these fields when they were vineyards, remembering the people who came and through not just the tragic moments, but the victories of survival, of perseverance, of persistence.
It's taken 16 years and 35 community groups to renew the park. Now it's 34 acres of open space with trees, grassy hills, picnic areas, and wildlife habitat enhancement.
I think it's going to be a great place for people to just come and get away from the city without leaving the city.
And I think it's really good for the families that they can come and bring their kids here and that they can also have a place for them to just run around and play. It's really done a lot for this area.
I'm going to enjoy coming down here on a daily basis to enjoy the park just for relief of my body, and it's wonderful just to have something so close.
The park was built with input from the community and is said to be a result of grassroots activism. I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
State parks officials are now trying to secure funding for a second phase of development that will include pedestrian bridges linking the park to the nearby Gold Line station. Well, turning now to Mayor Eric Garcetti's stance on the environment. He says he'll fight President Trump's executive order to roll back environmental protections. And the mayor says he'll do it while still creating jobs in LA. The mayor says for him, the battle against pollution is personal. Gil Reyes reports.
I grew up at the intersection of the 405 and 101, and on my street we had a cancer cluster, and I'm the only person in my family who hasn't had cancer yet. There is no federal government that can take our will and our local power away to act. If the federal government and the administration wants to pull out of the Paris Climate Accords, we're going to adopt them right here in Los Angeles. We're going to join together with 86 other cities.
Mayor Eric Garcetti referring to a group he co-founded called Climate Mayors. Close to 90 mayors in cities nationwide pledging to reduce greenhouse gas emissions no matter what the president says.
It means jobs, jobs, jobs. We're going to continue to expand energy production.
President Trump has disputed climate change and says too many environmental rules are killing American jobs in coal and gas. But the mayor says planet Earth comes first. He takes a stand against the president at LA's Sustainability Summit hosted by the LA Business Council. Since taking office, President Trump has reversed course on several environmental regulations enacted during the Obama administration. These include measures to curb coal production, carbon emissions, and offshore oil drilling as just a few examples. Going in the opposite direction is LA Mayor Eric Garcetti. His sustainability plan, launched in 2015, has so far helped to create some 20,000 green jobs. LA is now the most water-efficient big city in America, and LA City government's fleet of vehicles now has more electric cars than ever before. And the mayor says he's not done yet.
Keep reaching for those big things because Los Angeles is getting that job done, California is getting that job done, and the United States needs us to get that job done so the world can see that we are the environmental leaders.
Reporting from LA's Sustainability Summit, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
The mayor's sustainability plan is shooting for an 80% reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. Over in Watts, a local high school is going the extra mile to make sure its female students get the help they need. Rasha Goel has more on how the school is making a difference in the lives of young women.
18-year-old Leslie Mejia is expecting her second baby in July of this year. She's been a student at Thomas Reilly High School for the past 3 years. She tells us she's happy to be at this school, which is dedicated to expecting and young teen moms.
They guide you through how to be a parent, basically. And then like all the things that they give you, the programs that they introduce to us, and like it's just a really helpful school, and they understand you, you know.
She is among the many students between the ages of 12 to 24 at Thomas Reilly High School that hope to still fulfill their dreams.
They come to school from 8:15 to 1 p.m. They get parenting classes, they get everything else they need in support to continue their education, because regardless if they have a baby, if they're pregnant at any given age, they should have the right to continue their education.
In celebrating Mother's Day, the school held a health fair for these young ladies to receive additional resources they might need. They also received a special gift from Councilman Herb Wesson, who's been a supporter and had some inspiring words to share.
Well, you gotta keep going to school, get your education. Any obstacle that's put in front of you, you can get over it, under it, around it, or through it.
A lot of the times they don't know what they're going through, and by them talking to someone, they will find some kind of help, or at least we can guide them to a doctor or something.
I spoke to a few girls here who told me they enjoy coming to a school like this because it's a place where they feel safe. They also get to talk to other girls in similar situations and not feel judged.
I actually like it better than regular high school.
It's an opportunity for these young women to take baby steps for a brighter future. In Los Angeles, I'm Rasha Goel for LA This Week.
Thomas Reilly High School also has 2 other sister schools in the LA area. While just down the street from Thomas Reilly, an all-boys Catholic high school continues to beat the odds as its students set a new 10-year record for academic excellence and hold a commitment ceremony. Ana Marcos has more.
It's a little like athletic signing day for the smart kids. And boy, are the graduates at this college signing day enthusiastic. Standing ovations are common as the students highlight their achievements a month before they graduate from Verbum Day High School in Watts.
My major is nursing. My major is animation, and I'll be attending Marymount California University in the fall.
Cal Poly Pomona. I plan on majoring in culture, politics, and political economy at the one and only Georgetown University.
I really wanted to get into, politics because a lot of people in my community don't understand it and don't know how to connect. Right now, my people feel like they don't have a voice, and basically I want to be their advocate.
Here's a statistic to be proud of. 100% of these grads get accepted into college, most of them into 4-year universities. And that's a remarkable achievement in an area where about 50% of high school students drop out.
And I want to major in biology and hopefully double major in theology on a pre-med course.
Now that's ambition, and Carlos Herrera, class valedictorian, has plenty of it. All the students are bred for success, with a corporate work program that allows them to go to school 4 days a week and work 1 day to help pay the tuition while getting real-life job experience. They also learn something extra along with the 3 R's, a college prep course that gives everyone a shot at college.
I think that we are rewriting the narrative for students in the inner city communities. And there are some amazing kids that live in this community. There are some motivated kids. There are some kids who are going to be our future leaders.
Hitting the books paid off for Carlos Rivas Jr. He's earned a $40,000 scholarship as he heads for a career in aerospace engineering.
I feel proud. I feel so emotional because he's going to graduate from high school and then go to college.
I'm going to make her proud.
These students have already made lots of people proud. In 10 years, not one graduate has failed to get a foot in the college door. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
School staff say getting in may be tougher than other schools, but they rarely turn anyone away due to grades if they are committed to change and to the program. For more information, visit the website on your screen. Well, have some free time and love books? Well, the LA City Library needs you. As Gil Reyes shows us, people of all ages are making connections through volunteer opportunities.
Well, that's great. Then we remember each other.
Meet Robert Goldsmith, better known affectionately as Grandpa Bob. At 100 years young, he volunteers at the LA City Library's Brentwood branch.
I think I enjoy more working with children than with adults because the children, especially the 4-year-olds, don't even know how impaired I am. So they think I'm normal, and that makes me feel real good. Hey, look at this one.
Grandpa Bob is a storytelling and reading, or STAR, volunteer. Brentwood's head librarian says Bob, a volunteer for the past 6 years, is a natural.
I remember one time in particular that I just heard this young kid, laughing, and as I like to say, it's the kind of laughter that comes deep from the soul. This kid was just cracking up. And I thought at first, that's a little loud, let me see what's going on, and Bob was reading them this funny story.
It's a chance for those of us who have lived a long time to give back something of our understanding and knowledge to the younger generation. Let's try the next page.
Grandpa Bob is rewarded too.
The day I spend with the children is the best day in the week. I look forward to it, and it sort of sparks my ambition to keep alive.
We have 72 branches and Central Library, and each one of those locations needs volunteers for a variety of different reasons.
So volunteer opportunities are waiting at your local branch. To find out more, log on to lapl.org and hit the Get Involved icon. Outside the Brentwood branch, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
You can also find opportunities by searching LAPL Volunteer on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Well, from books to the library's latest exhibit, which showcases some heavenly art as it pairs everyday Angelinos with a set of wings. Our own Anna Marcos takes in the celestial happenings. Anna.
Yana, want to try your hand at being an angel? You can try these painted on angel wings at the LA Public Library's City of Angels exhibit, where everyone can be an angel.
I think it brings out the angels in everybody.
This exhibit at the LA Public Library allows all Angelinos, no matter how naughty or nice, to show their wings.
I think it's going to be a huge hit. I think there will be hundreds and hundreds and maybe even thousands and thousands of people over the next few months taking their photo in front of the wings. And what could be a more wonderful celebration of Los Angeles?
But the central attraction at the exhibit is the group of photos of angel-like citizens, both the regular people and the VIPs. I mean, come on, a cop with wings? You bet. How about a street sanitation sweeper in all his celestial glory? Okay, it's pretty easy to imagine kids as angelic, some of the time anyway. The photos include every strata of society, from city leaders like Mayor Eric Garcetti to homeless residents on Skid Row, to women before and after giving birth.
It was such a moving exhibit because Bill Rosendahl was pictured and he's passed away. It was cute to see Mayor Reardon, who's the namesake of the Central Library, surrounded by kids, his love.
The seed for the idea started in 2012 when street artist Colette Miller created what she calls renegade street art, showing angel wings, which then grew into the Global Angel Wings Project.
Since then, it's gone global. I've done them in Africa, Australia, Taiwan, France. I do them globally. They're to remind humanity that we are the angels of this earth.
So here's a chance to show your own humanity, diversity, and your angelic side, Angelinos. The exhibit runs through August 27th. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
And when you visit, don't forget to post your angel wings on social media under the hashtag #ShowUsYourWings. While the city moves one step closer to permitting unapproved housing units, Mayor Eric Garcetti gets personal about his experience with homelessness, and another park kicks into high gear with brand new soccer fields. All these stories in Citybeat. The Los Angeles City Council voted to approve an ordinance which will help boost the city's affordable housing stock at a time when the city is facing a severe housing crisis. The unapproved dwelling unit ordinance will safely permit previously unapproved housing in multifamily units, while requiring property owners to put an equal amount of affordable units at the same location on the market. Mayor Eric Garcetti took to the stage at the Los Angeles Theater Center for a special edition of the Moth Story Slam, a community program that promotes connection through personal storytelling. This event shed light on LA's homelessness crisis by giving storytellers a platform to share true-life tales about homelessness. The mayor, along with 10 others, shared 5-minute personal stories on the theme of home. The mayor talked about the connection he felt with one formerly homeless individual as he helped move him into his new home. The City of Los Angeles Department of Rec and Parks, along with Councilmember Paul Krikorian and the Bureau of Engineering, cut the ribbon to celebrate the grand opening of 3 new state-of-the-art synthetic turf soccer fields at Whitsett Fields Park in North Hollywood. Officials say an estimated 5 million gallons of water will be saved annually with the 3 new synthetic fields versus natural turf fields.
I prefer to see the kids in our community, in our soccer fields, doing soccer rather than being at the neighborhoods, doing things that they are not supposed to be doing.
The Oscar-winning love story LaLaLand pays tribute to some of LA's most scenic spots. But this time, it's the city honoring the filmmakers during LaLaLand Day in LA. Gil Reyes has more.
More than 300 feet above City Hall steps, aerial dancers perform numbers from the movie musical LaLaLand, a stylistic love story set in Los Angeles with so many of our favorite destinations as backdrops, including Angel's Flight in downtown and the Griffith Observatory. On hand for what's officially LaLaLand Day here in the city of Los Angeles are Oscar-winning director Damien Chazelle and producer Jordan Horowitz.
And Damien had this crazy idea that he wanted to make a musical romance that was a love letter to Los Angeles, and we were young and we decided we were just going to kind of shoot for the stars and try to make it happen. And it's pretty amazing that now 6 years later I'm standing here on the steps of City Hall with the mayor behind me.
Mayor Eric Garcetti performing City of Stars. The song made composer Justin Hurwitz a 2-time Oscar winner for Best Original Song and Score.
So many of the musicians who played in the score grew up in LA and were part of the club scene or the LA music scene, their whole lives. Other ones were the best musicians in their own cities and then flocked here.
Filmmakers thanked local leaders for helping to bring film production back to Los Angeles after years of runaway productions.
So I say to you, keep your productions here. Even if you don't get the tax credit, City Hall will work with you to shave your costs and to have locations like City Hall be free for you. And to be able to make sure that the vision that you have in your heart of a story that you want to tell can be told in the very best place on the face of the earth, right here.
And the film's worldwide appeal is expected to further boost LA's already impressive tourism numbers. You figure last year, 47 million people visited Los Angeles, the 6th straight year of record-breaking tourism. Outside City Hall, I'm Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Well, summer tourists and film fans will also want to visit Watts Tower and downtown's Grand Central Market. Both are prominently featured in LaLaLand. Well, if you love DIY projects, then you'll appreciate all the creative handmade zines on display at the latest LA Zine Fest. Let your hair down during a bohemian country and music fair, and salute our military during a Battleship Iowa Memorial Day celebration. All this in this week's Things to Do. The 6th annual LA Zine Fest is back. Celebrating self-publishing and DIY culture in the community, this year's fest will feature over 200 zinesters, writers, illustrators, comics creators, photographers, and more, selling, trading, and sharing their work all in one place for one day. Zine Fest will be held in the basement-level exhibit hall of the California Market Center in downtown LA on Sunday, May 28th. For more, visit lazinefest.com. Get in touch with your bohemian side at the 44th annual Topanga Days Country Fair and fundraiser for Topanga's Community House. Over the years, Topanga Days has grown into LA Bohemian Rock Music Festival and has become so much more than just a fundraiser. It all takes place Saturday, May 27th through Monday, May 29th at 1440 Topanga Canyon Boulevard. For more, visit topangadays.com. Come celebrate Memorial Day at the Battleship Iowa. Enjoy an opening ceremony, then stay for a fun-filled day of activities including live music, DJ, food trucks, vendors, military vehicles, sailors bar, and more. The event honors the men and women who have served and continue to serve the U.S. It all takes place Saturday, May 27th at 10:30 a.m. at the Battleship Iowa located at 250 South Harbor Boulevard. And that's a look at some things to do. Well, that's going to do it for this edition. I'm Yana Kane from all of us here at LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. A reminder that you can catch us online at lacityview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.